going to start with Grace Arpund, 26, was last seen June 30th, Columbus, Indiana. Columbus, Indiana, police are asking to find a missing Columbus woman, Grace Arbuckle, 26, last seen June 30th, according to police. She's described at 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighs 125 pounds. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. Police officer said Arbuckle has a tattoo on one of her fingers reading Grace Arbuckle in cursive. Anyone with information or her whereabouts is asked to call Columbus Police Department at 812-376-2600. I already have. Now I'm going to pause here. I'm going to go to her page real quick. Okay, we're on April Poe. This is her mother. This is Grace Arbuckle's mother. July 19th at 1:58 p.m. I need help. I had to file a missing persons report on my daughter Grace. As many of you know, she is an addict and she's been struggling for years now. On or around June 28th, a DCS third-party visit supervisor picked my daughter up at the Salvation Army Women's Shelter in Indianapolis. He brought her to Columbus to a supervised visit with her son. Grace did not return to the shelter. It's been 3 weeks and neither DCS, the shelter, her family, or people Grace associated herself with have heard from or seen from her. She's not answering her phone or replying to texts. I don't know for certain that she has a working phone. It is not at all like Grace to abandon her personal belongings. The shelter said she left everything. Grace does not have an ID or even clothes. I believe the police will make every effort within their available resources to find my daughter. I highly doubt it. With Indianapolis IMPD Officer Garland Odell Cooper admitting the ties and connections that are shown not only in her case, goes back to others. I'll bring that up here in a second for you to see for yourself. I don't think they will do everything in their power to find even Grace. If you can please share this on the off chance anyone knows where my daughter is. We just need to know she's okay. For anyone reading this who may have faced with an opportunity to try these dangerous and addictive drugs, please know from the perspective of an addict's family, it is an ongoing nightmare that we wouldn't wish on anyone. We're constantly tortured by the uncertainty whether my daughter is in pain, being harmed, or facing something even worse. No hide from using is worth the pain it causes everyone, including the addict. Grace Arbuckle, age 27, last seen in Columbus, Indiana, around June 28, 2023. These are two pictures that she show her an active addiction and not an active addiction. That's the first one, I believe, an active addiction. This one's not. Let me pause. Okay, we are now on Grace Arbuckle's Facebook page. When the friends lists are down, this is where you go to a post. Let's go to Bob, for instance. Bob Ruff lives in Charlottesville, Indiana, and Kokomo, Indiana. You got Mickey Melmall, among others, on his friends list. We're going to start showing Ashley was the girlfriend of Blaine Nelson. Was given a hot shot to shut him up. He was starting to speak out about the ring, Gabriel Ellis, among other high-ranking individuals in this cartel-fed drug ring. And Amanda is Michelle, not Michelle, but it's the aunt of Mia Rails, the missing killed girl out of Kokomo, Kayla Grimes, Sarah May, Tiffany Bowen, and Lucky. All these individuals have ties and affiliations. Ashley and Todd Rubo know some of these from Blaine when he was alive and when he was actually dealing for this ring. This is where some of them added Ashley and Todd. So if you see Ashley and Todd, that's the reason they're showing. It's some of the friends that are around, like the Kingpin family, Jeff Duke and his brothers, actively one of the Kingpin members of the Kokomo ring. What I'm getting at is where you see Ashley and Todd, where they show up is when there's friends, and around this drug ring, they go back to Blaine. But the other ones, not so much. This is a bunch of friends I went to school with. You got more people like Zoe Truebud. She actually started with what I've been talking about, the Kokomo Foster Park crew, and started getting to the heart of drugs and went off into what I called, and I've named, the Kokomo crew. You got individuals like her, Jennifer Branch, showing around the Kokomo crew. You got Mickey. He's shown multiple dealers in and around this drug ring, including some corrupt individuals, politicians, among the like. I'm going to get into that next few videos. That goes pretty deep. Some inside trading going on with Mark McCann, the prosecutor, the former Howard County commissioner and politician, Paul Wyman. You got Paul Wyman, where more than one of his brokers for his real estate company go back and friends with multiple dealers within this raid. But I'm going to just keep going down, start showing you some names. Tierra Jade. Lucky, when it comes to Lucky Singh, every single dealer from 2018, 2020, 2022 raids, and I'm going to show you one like Anton Abbott real quick. I'm going to pause and show you that and show you just what I mean. Antoine Abbott was a dealer in 2020, 2022 raids. Sarah May, Christina Shaw, Ricky Twist Espinoza, among others. We're going to keep going down here. Ricky. You got Era. Malika is another one. And I'm going to show you some issues, like I said, when it comes to like people like Lucky. He might show up, I'm not sure. Some of these, he's got multiples, and that's another thing I've noticed about this drug ring. They're using multiple social medias. And just to show you like the ones around dealers like him, you start seeing the same names. And take note on some of these names close with him and other dealers in and around this ring. I was trying to show you a few of his pages. You're going to see where I'm getting at here in a little bit. But Sarah May is another one that shows up around every single dealer within this ring. Like I said, Lucky, he doesn't show up on everyone. But Alan Tinker, the murderer. Amanda Parks, another dealer. But we're going to get into these here a little bit later. And Warren Sims, another friend of hers when it comes to Grace. This comes into other names like Sarah May, Jeremiah, Armand, Bill Wright. Bill Wright is another one along with Armand that keeps showing around this ring. When it comes to Armand, we're going to go to one and only Keegan Klein. And what do we have here? Juan A.B. Bridgeforth. Imagine that. Another name you just seen is Tierra Jade. This is where it gets really concerning because you got names go back all the way like Tierra to a judge in Carroll County that stepped down because of what she did and shown was Fouts. Fouts is what a lot of these individuals around the drug ring he is involved with. When it comes to the Good Old Boys Club, the bunch of corrupt individuals, bring it into another couple names there here shortly. But I'm trying to look up a couple names real quick for you. And you're going to see here soon where this becomes an issue. Brian Woods, another individual that died. Tierra Jade, go figure. So we're going to get into some issues where you're going to see Kaylee Beasley, who she's friends with. Cody Watts is a former addict. He's still battling his addiction. Actually grew up with him. Get to Jamie's other page. And Aaron Klein. He goes in, he's friends with a bunch. Gotta find. I've seen him go back to a bunch. Give me a second. Because some of these friends lists being hidden, it's hard to show, but I'm gonna get back to Aaron Klein here in a few. That are in another video. Mike Litton, you're gonna have Tara Bodkins. Tara keeps going back in and around this drug ring a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Erica Sickles. She is family of, give me a second while I'm going to pause and I'll show you. She is the sister-in-law to when it comes to Bobby Sickles. Back in June, I believe 2021, Bobby went missing. She is one of my success stories. I've got 4 children, 3 adults home. Bobby is one of them. Now, this is back when I was talking to Erica Sickles. I prayed over and over that one day she does come back to her babies. Every child deserves both parents, but not every parent deserves to be there with their children. Bobby's stepdad told me before she went missing that she told him that she was going to kill her kids and then herself just to hurt my brother. I didn't know that she said this until after she was found. And she's talking about like the death threats I got on me. They should want your blood spilled when you're just there to help in every way you can. People are fucked, man. But I can't believe there's more good than evil people in this world. Good and innocent will always get the better hand over evil and corrupt. I wish a lot of motherfuckers would have had more compassion and empathy for life or lives. Sadly, some people are just empty and cold, including her. And this is back to the other part. Damn, they're crazy. People are sending threats, and if they ain't involved to begin with, they wouldn't want your blood spilled. This is another reason why I believe Bobby herself, she went missing. It wasn't her own doing. It's the fact that here comes some truth. Bobby's brother is the one that was married with her and the children's father. This is why I think if it wasn't for me pressing not only the drug ring, the ties, Erica started noticing more and more of her friends, the ones that would have caused her to go missing, end up being killed. Enough was being shown, and I got a feeling Eric and a few others called it off, knowing there was too much being shown back to them around other cases. We're going to get to Eric here in a few, where it goes into even deeper. Other missing killed cases. But this is the reason I believe Bobby went missing. Bobby's mom, dad, stepdad, and stepmom are standing behind my brother in court against their own daughter. I feel it was the court case in order to bypass court. If something happened to the mother, missing, killed, it would have bypassed the whole issues when it comes to trying to get custody of kids. Wouldn't be an issue. Dad would automatically got the children, no court. But I think it was me pressing, and you'll see why I pressed Eric and the family on getting her home. But when Eric is talking about like things like this, things like that take time for the detectives to piece together themselves. They ain't out in the streets like us hearing the rumors and living next door to these fucked individuals. When you would take the spider off the web, it falls apart. That dude has a bunch of flies in his web and needs to be caught up too. We're talking about individuals. It's fucked that our justice system doesn't listen to the people they took a fucking oath to protect. A blind man could see these connections. They can put the blindfolds on themselves and do their best to pull the wool over our eyes too. But some GD shit won't fit under the rug. This is where Garrett Kurtz, I brought her up being friends with Garrett Kurtz. Then there's another one, Devon Evans. And this is where it gets really confusing when it comes to Erica showing in, like I said, and like we just seen, friends of Grace Arbuckle. Other missing cold cases, when you see not only friends, but then friends that are going back to like Erica and others and missing cold cases, it's really hard to look the other way. When you're seeing this, they're saying one thing, but yet another thing's showing. And I'm going to pause here in a second. Okay, we're back on Jamie Beasley's friends list, and you're going to start noticing where her sister, Kaylee, might get into her, Kaylee, being friends with multiple around other missing cold cases. But right now we're going to go like Erica Sickles, keeps showing up, friends of hers, that are friends right there with Jamie. Then there's other ones that are friends, like Dean Kelly is friends with both Erica, Tierra Jade, which is Jalen Raines, Kaylee Beasley. Crystal Johnson is a former uh, addict, Shayla, and her wife. Same thing. I grew up with her wife, but these individuals, just like Elise, I'm trying to figure out Elise Partlow, but they all go back multiple times and around this drug ring. And we're going to go to like I said, Antoine Abbott. You got Sarah May. A bunch of these names keep going back in and around this drug ring. Then we're going to go to Garrett Gertz, serial killer. You got Erica Sickles. Derrick, he shows up friends with a lot of them around in and around the drug ring. And when it comes to Delphi, he's actually family friends with some of the family members, but yet I feel like even he knows more than what he wants to bring on. Tara Bodkins is another one in and around the drug ring. Ashley Downs, she's a recovering addict. Cody Watts, a recovering addict. Derrick is actually a felon for robbery. Like, you see a bunch of friends that are friends with both Derrick. Sit friends with like ones like Garrett, multi murder suspect, more than one. Now we've proven that he is a serial killer. He's killed 2 people back to back. Nicole Bowen, same drug ring around hers. They killed her to silence her on the drug ring, and I feel like even her aunt said that she was killed because she knew that drug ring, its actions around even Delphi. But I'm going to show you some things here in a sec. Another friend of Jamie Beasley is Devon Evans, was killed. Erica Sickles, like she said, she shows up because she was her father of her children was friends with him. She met him a handful of times, so she does know him. She has met him, but there's more. Back on Jamie's page, we're going to see again Tierra Jade, Jalen Raines, which is Tierra Jade. It's another one she goes by. You got Kaylee Beasley on her friends list. We're going to show on this one. A lot of these names, like Lucky Singh, he actually goes in every dealer within the Coconut drug cartel drug ring. I think we've already seen this, so I'm going to go to our other page. Give me a second, I want to go back through here. Like Mike Litton, that's another one. Tara Bodkins goes around a lot within that Kokomo cartel drug ring. Almost every member, all 3 raids, the big raids, she's friends with. And it just shows you Erica knows a lot more than what she's bringing on. And I feel Kyle Bellis, another user, Kokomo. But He's friends with a lot of them in and around the Kokomo ring. He's a user I went to school with, got into the drugs real bad, and now lives down in Indy. But I'm going to bring up a couple more cases. And like I said, you're going to see Ty, Tierra, Ashley, and Nicole. Ashley is actually family of the Dukes, Jeff Duke, and his brothers and family, which is one of the Kingpin family members, one of the Kingpin families in Kokomo. The Chavez, Ocoa, Gonzalez, Dukes. Some of the names I kept saying and I've been saying are all the Kingpin families right there at Kokomo in the Kokomo cartel ring. Kokomo is actually supplying most of the state when it comes to Terre Haute. It's one of the areas of operation. We've lost an officer. Back to that drug ring. Boone County. They supply a lot, goes into Boone County. Again, their areas of operation. The dealers that were involved with the murder of the deputy. Again, Kokomo area of operations. We've got a Kokomo sheriff deputy. Botched raid. Again, same drug ring. That's 3 officers. 2 deputies, 1 officer. 3 batches killed off this same drug ring. And I'm going to try to get in. Marky is another one that actually helped out with Bobby's case. Give me 2 seconds. Another dealer for the Kokomo 2018 raids was Javon Blackwell. Dealt coke for them. 3 people who were found dead inside a Marion County home was Javon Blackwell Sr. He was dealing for the Kokomo raids. Javon Blackwell Jr., 12. Jason Blackwell, 11. The 2 sons I'm hearing were shot execution style in front of their father, Javon Blackwell Sr. And we're going to go to Javon's page here in a second, along with some of the ones, and I want to see if they've got a list on here. If not, I want to show you 3 suspects. You got Marion police arrest 3 people connected with 2 murders of father and 2 sons. And we're going to go back. One, she's still walking from 2018 to now. Lemire Jones, Demetrius Jackson, Brittany Drake. Now, when it comes to Brittany Drake, we're going to pull her page up and show you some major things that make you go, Okay, we're on Brittany Drake. She was only charged with murder. Not murder, but actually when it comes to the 3 killed, she was there. She took part in the murders, but she was only charged with robbery. Again, you see Lucky. Family friends of hers. Family of hers. But this is really going to open your eyes. Tara Bodkins. Another friend of Brittany. One of the suspects. Again, Tara Bodkins. Zenny Mack. He goes back to that ring. But you start seeing over and over, some people know more than what they're willing to talk about. And it drives me crazy. Some say they want justice, but yet when it comes to getting justice, all you have to do is talk. Silence is what's allowing most of these cases, even children's cases, to go on. Try to get a few more where you can start seeing. places like Armand. Where Armand goes back to? Like Armand. For instance, where does he go back to? Keegan Klein. You can't tell me the people that are involved in and around this ring, from dealers on down to people in and around this ring, like Armand. They know more than what they are willing to talk about on more than one case. And it's these names, their silence in and around this drug ring, that are allowing multiple missing killed cases to happen. I'm going to start showing you when it comes to Oakley Snow, her killer, Rowan Waters. We're going to get to him here in a second. Let me pause, we'll be right back. And Rowan Waters. Maddie Savage Hart. This Maddie chick, she keeps showing up around that drug ring in multiple other cases. And we're going to start showing you some names. Yeah, I'm going to go right down to one. I don't know if it's on this page. She's got multiple pages. But we're going to show you another one. Devlin Tooley. See, Kyle, he knows more than what he's willing to talk about, among others. Keep seeing. Missing, killed, overdosed. People are no longer here. All it takes is some people that are showing to talk. Give me a second. I'm trying to get to... If he's on this one, he's going to show up here soon. We're looking for Devlin Tooley. Might not show up on this page. Here we go. Devlin Tooley. Tara Botkins. Yet again. But where Tooley comes in, you should know his other family. Trevor. Trevor comes in. Tara Bodkins yet again. Trev Tooley. You got Tara Jade yet again. Ashley, her family involved with the drug ring. A lot of these names know a lot more than what they're willing to talk about. And it's sick. Like I said, Jared. These names know a lot more, just like Harley Babcock. Becky Price knows more. Where Harley comes in is gonna blow you away. We're gonna go to Derrick. Derrick's down here. Give me a second. We're gonna go to Derrick. And I'm just trying to show you enough to open your eyes to show you back to this drug ring. There's a lot more than what they're wanting to talk about. And it's sick. Because you got dealers like... Where's Danny go back to? Danny's another dead. Tierra. Then you got dealers like Derek Sherman. Nothing to see here. When it comes to Derek, we're going to go to a person I had for $20. They supplied a baseball bat. spotted a baseball bat, along with giving the murderer and the one that helped set up Willie Smith Jr. on getting robbed and killed. They let them come back to her place for $20. Was Jennifer's role in Willie Smith Jr.'s murder in Florida. Derrick German. It gets even weirder. I'm doing this, so I'm showing Tina M. Riddell. Tina is friends with Christy Lynn Martin. She was sister. And it's crazy when you start seeing these names over and over again. And Christy, where she comes in, she took the charges in place of Gabriel Ellis when a certain father, Diller, decided to roll on Gabriel Ellis in that same drug ring. The same drug ring that Garrett Kurtz killed Nicole Bowen over. Belonged to the same drug ring. You have Devlin Plunkett, a few other names. Devlin goes into friends with right there. And one name I was wanting to bring up is Anthony Thomas. And the reason I'm bringing him up, for a firefighter. Nothing to see there. You got a firefighter friends with one of the biggest dealers in Florida, lives in Florida, dealt in Florida, then also sits friends with Jennifer Barnes / Dean, but nothing to see here. Jennifer's also longtime family friends with Derrick, Terry German. You've got Brad German. They're all friends with Jennifer, just like this firefighter. But nothing to see here. Now we're at Logansport. The fires that killed the children, the mom, and 2 others. This is Daniel Height, the dad of the children. You're going to start seeing the same names. Jarek's friends with them. Mickey Mamball. You got Lucky. You see where this drug ring, the ones in and around it, and the names that keep popping up case after case after case. And there's nothing to see here. These people know a lot more than they're talking about. It just Jeremiah Young spoke. You see what I'm talking about? These people, when the names keep popping up over and over and over again, I'm not going to keep here and keep on for ages, but I'm just showing you enough. Paul Melton Sr., Trent Perkins. These are names like Trent, Paul, Mickey. They go around politicians that are in and around, like a former Howard County Commissioner, Paul Wyman. More than one of his brokers are actually friends with dealers in that 2018 cartel drug ring. But nothing to see here. when proven facts. If you look up the number one way the cartel launders money in the United States is real estate. What did the Patties do? Appraisals. Do you realize Frankfurt, the same Frankfurt Derrick Sherman was supposed to be going to? Cartel runs a car repair shop, and I've got a former dealer that dealt and was getting fronts by that cartel drug ring. They were raided 2015. I've got where they're admitting that cartel drug ring, the same one Derrick was dealing for in Carroll County, is active right there in Frankfurt. It just, this drug ring keeps going around and around and around. Multiple cases, multiple children's death. There's over 61 cases. 19 of these cases were children. But nothing to see here. We're going to go to Karina's case. Some of these same names, like I've said. You're going to see Kylie, Ezra, Zoe, Connor, Malika. Many of these names keep going back in and around these drug rings, and it's sick that nobody's willing to speak up, let anything be heard. Give me a sec, I'm trying to go back. Phone's being a pain. But I'm just trying to show you a short bit over and over and over again. A lot of these names, like the Gonzalez family, the kingpin families, like the Gonzalez's, you keep seeing where some of the same names are family friends, long time, with individuals, their families, that are kingpins of the Kokomo ring. You start seeing where the same names over and over again. Then you got Mickey. Some of the ones he's friends with will shock you. Not only is he shown back to kingpin family members, we're going to go to his page. Maybe. Might have to pause. Give me a second. Okay, we're at Mickey's page now. Adam J. Pratt. If you look up around every single drug dealer in the 2018, 2020, 2022 range, you're going to have a multi-felon. Adam J. Pratt. I'm going to get to Adam here in a second. The killer, Alan Tinker. Mickey's a friends with another killer. You're going to act like he doesn't know anything. Get real. Jeanette Nelson, Tiffany Bowen, Jason R. Julius, Trent Perkins. A lot of these names are going to come over and over and over again. Paul Wyman. I'm not just saying this, I'm able to show this. And it's the friends that go back in around this ring, involved in this ring. The politicians, you got some actually friends with a state senator from Kokomo, Jim Buck. We're going to go to Heath Evans. is a former KPD officer, and I'm going to get to his record. I heard before he stole the fentanyl on duty, he actually was buying narcotics off of this drug ring. But we're going to get into a real big name here in a second. And it's going to shock you who it is. But it shows the corruption. Corruption knows corruption. And give me a second. We're going to go down to the D's. I'm trying to keep this short where it's not too long. Easy Cimarron is another one. Corrupt. There's a case where he's helping a police officer on silencing and giving everything that her family wanted out of a divorce. She's now the deputy chief, Kokomo Police Department. Her family was getting a divorce, and she was threatening to use her powers if the one that was divorcing her family didn't give her family member everything she wanted. Does everything she wanted. Drew Yoder. You should know who Drew Yoder is. Drew Yoder, when it comes to Flora, he's one of the first ones that went in. I'm just going to show you a few. Just kind of shows you Jeremiah Young. A lot of these people, they know each other, and it goes back from case to case to case to case, from the drug ring to the ones in and around the drug ring to the ones that know these individuals. The silence is why you're not getting justice on more than one case. The Good Old Boys Club from Kokomo, Howard County, Carroll County, politicians, their family, like Blaine mcleland. He is first cousins of Mark mcleland. And where Blaine comes in is you're going to see like Tara German. She's friends with Jennifer Dean. You're going to see Blaine mcleland sits friends with Derrick German. You're going to have Jennifer Barnes. Almost every single one of her pages go back family, longtime family friends with Derrick and his family. But nothing to see here around the drug ring where him, Delwood, his uncle, Joshua Link, among others, dealt for. But nothing to see here. But like I'm trying to show you, this drug ring goes back to multiple missing killed cases. They're trying to put the blinders on you. Don't look at this drug ring. Don't look at them. I hate saying it, but Derrick German, Del Wood, Joshua Link, when it comes to being found that the drugs and that drug ring played a role in the girl's death, when it comes to the new law, dealers and their drugs, not only on overdoses, but Boone County, when their deputy was killed, they jailed more than one dealer involved with this same drug ring for murder. It was your family, long time dealing and involvement with this drug ring. that allowed two little girls, Abby and Libby, to be killed. Your own daughter. You know this. The Patties know this. The same real estate little scheme with the cartel will appraise your properties for X amount of dollars. Line our pockets. We'll make sure to line your property. Your property value just went up from 50 to 150K. Sign it off. Good friends with politician, the assessor of Carroll County. Need it up? Oh, here, go ahead. I'll put it on the books. We'll cook the books. Nothing to see here. You got politicians like Mark McCann. Over a $500,000 land he just partnered up with a Korean. Inside trading going on in Kokomo. Nothing to see here when these individuals go back to this drug ring. And that's another one that's kind of concerning is if you look up Adam J. Pratt, we're going to go to his friends list. Senator Jim Buck. I'm going to show you some really concerning Mark McCann was on there. Guess Mark McCann took himself off. But long story short, there's going to be some judges like Menages. You got Colton Summers. His dad was a former KPD officer. Robert Duke, part of the Duke Kingpin family. But every single dealer in 2018, 2020, like Adam Kroll, involved with the drug ring. I'm not going to keep going and kind of beat this in your head, but I'm just starting to show, look towards the drug ring, not away. But when you got judges, friends with multi-felons, you got Mark McCann. I can show you screenshots where Mark McCann sat as the sitting prosecutor. Howard County sits with a multi-felon, Adam J. Pratt, among others. More than one judge that sits as a judge on Howard County. Again, sits friends with Adam J. Pratt, multi-felon that goes around involved with that same drug ring, along multiple others. But there's nothing to see here when you got judges like Bouts, Diner. You've got judges letting sexual predators off, barely a slap on the wrist, dismissing charges like Gabriel Ellis. Every single charge that made him Howard County most wanted, now gone. Didn't even get him for a felon with possession of a handgun, child exploitation, child porn, production, and having it in a electronic device. Nothing to see here. One major thing I'm going to bring up is you got Charles Chuck Meyer, the Indiana State Trooper for Peru Post. The 2018 video, go back and listen to that hard. 2 cases that settled on Charles Meyer's deaths that were called that he was laughing, making jokes, making excuses. 2 of those cases that were sitting cold on his desk was right there. Delphi, Abby, and Liberty. 2 other cases that involved with Keegan was Abby and Liberty. Facts. 2 other cases of Keegan's in Kokomo. 2 victims there was sitting right there on Detective Benzinger, his desk, cold. When asked if they don't have the funding or the manpower, why won't you get federal help? It is a state issue. It is a lie. If you look up the FBI, child exploitation, child porn, production of child porn. All federal issues that the FBI does take on. But I was told it's state cases. We won't. No, we won't get FBI involved. And everybody's putting their faith on behind Carter and his detectives like Charles Chuck Myers, Indiana State Police, Peru Post. He actually is in charge of the internet crimes against children out of the Peru Post. You put your blind faith in these individuals, like Indianapolis Metro PD, Officer Garland Odell Cooper. There's ties and connections. I'm going to show you that here in 2 seconds. Last thing I'm going to leave you with. But this is the video that actually is involving, and I've got people like Patricia Price calling me a snitch. But this is the video inside KPD I want you guys to go back and look into. Like this Julie Jones, for someone not knowing anything according to people, his wall has a lot of stuff posted about 3 different cases he seems to be knowing a lot about. I want you to go back to 2018 inside KPD. Why that is not being pushed and Carter is being questioned. Backed into a wall. How is that acceptable? When 2 cases, Delphi, Keegan Klein's case, a lot of those individuals that sit on his desk, cold cases, getting laughed at, excuses made, nothing done. And look where those cases go back to. Keegan Klein. You've got Delphi, where he actually admits to being there at the bridge. Silent. Let's not talk anything about that. He admitted to being at the bridge. She never showed, as in Liberty, German, never showed when he was at the bridge waiting to meet up with her. Planned to meet up with her that day. But let's not talk about that. It's silent. But like I've been saying, Garland, Odell Cooper, Southeast Side, IMPD. You got Grace Arbuckle. You got Jamie Beasley. Her cousin, Mariah Coy. Her friend, Tony Klein. Another friend, Devin Evans. You've got Delphi, Karina. These are the cases that are the ties and connections that you see right here. The Southeast Side IMPD officer, Garland Doug Cooper, admits the ties and connections. His detectives, IMPD, Indianapolis Metro Police Department, which is involving both the Sheriff's Department, merged in with the Indianapolis Police Department, now became IMPD. All these individuals there admit the ties and connections are there, the same ones that I'm showing you now. I don't know what I'm talking about, and what I can see, what I can show, what other YouTubers can't. And there's a reason. From Karina McClurkin's case, Ricky Bubby Lewis, I just sent that out there. He admits to everything I've said from the very get-go, from day one. I've been speaking the truth. I've uncovered the drug ring, the ties in around Karina's case. It opened my eyes to other cases. Javon Blackwell, his 2 sons executed in front of him. Brittany Drake, one of the individuals that were actually involved in his case, and his son's murders, go back to the same drug ring. But yet nothing to see here. Don't look there. Logansport fires. You got Flora fires. Same drug ring shown around. Give me a second, get a good drink. But needless to say, like I told him, there was a town marshal that was busted corrupt, involved with that same drug ring. I brought that up. Even that got Garland, Cooper to admit there's even ties goes back to that town marshal at the time when it comes to the drugs that got him fired. You need to open your eyes. These politicians, their families. McCleland, Nita Duff, they knew what was going on within their families. They know if this drug ring gets looked at, you're going to see a different side of McCleland and his family. Nita Duff and her family. Why do you think so much help politicians and law-wise are going back when they're showing like Drew Yoder, friends with a corrupt KPD officer, buying narcotics off the same drug ring, turning a blind cheek when he was an officer towards that drug ring along others within Kokomo Police Department. Not just the police department, you got a former Howard County Commissioner. He's getting millions brought into his real estate business to look the other way, to help them not get hit, not get knocked out. That cartel gets hit, a RICO investigation, both Howard and Carroll County, comes into effect. That federal RICO investigation happens. It's going to bring out politicians high and low. You're going to have law enforcement high and low. A different side of things that you're not allowed to see now. They're making sure keeps covered, not seen. There's a reason. Open your eyes. Do a little bit of research. 2018, 2020, 2022 raids, Kokomo. The other raids, Carroll County, Frankfort, Terre Haute, Indianapolis. You're going to keep seeing over and over and over and over again, like I'm showing you right now. I'm just giving you a glimpse. But if I was to take time and do slides and show you every single detail instead of just trying to do a short version like this, I'm trying to open your eyes. When these multiple names and around this drug ring keep showing up around case after case after case. I've proven 61 cases in Indiana alone. There's about 93 across 10 different states. The other states, it's kind of hard for me to kind of look back at this ring, kind of keep going with the Indiana, what I'm finding. But Oakley Snow, her killer, friends with individuals that go back to Delphi. Nothing to see there. Some of these individuals, like Jennifer and others sitting behind bars, need to be pressured, and I mean pressured hard. And what will come out of it? This drug ring is involved in multiple cases, just like I did, and I proved Garrett Kurtz why he killed Nicole Bowen. When I contacted the prosecutors and they finally looked towards that drug ring and settled away, and they pressured him, what did he admit? Think of that.